What if your breakthrough isn't waiting on the perfect time, or the perfect plan, or the perfect opportunity? What if your breakthrough is waiting on you? Your faith, your movement, your willingness to act like what you want is already on its way. Most people don't fail because they lack talent. Most people don't fall short because they didn't have the potential. They quietly fail because they stop moving. They pause in fear. They stall out in doubt. They wait around for proof before they believe. And life doesn't respond to hesitation. Life responds to action, to belief that takes form in motion. When you move like everything is going to work out, you send a signal to life that says you're ready. Not ready because it's safe, not ready because it's guaranteed, but ready because you finally realize that movement is the magnet for miracles. You don't need all the steps. You just need the courage to take the next one. That's how momentum is built. That's how faith becomes real. Not when you talk a big game, but when you walk it. When you get up in the morning and act like it's already shifting. When you start that project, even though the odds don't seem favorable. When you believe so hard in the vision that you build even while still bleeding from the last letdown. Moving like everything is going to work out doesn't mean living in denial. It's not pretending problems don't exist. It's choosing to trust that despite the problems, solutions are still possible. It's believing that closed doors can still lead to bigger ones. It's accepting that setbacks are part of the story, not the end of it. Think about it. How different would you live if you really believed the right people were already aligning to help you? That the right opportunity was already forming in the background? That the clarity you're searching for is just one decision away? You wouldn't shrink, you wouldn't hesitate, you wouldn't self-sabotage your progress. You'd move, eagerly, boldly, intentionally. You'd wake up in the morning and speak life over your goals before the world had a chance to speak doubt. You'd dress like someone who's expecting something good. You'd prepare your heart, your space, your mind like something amazing is about to land in your lap. And here's the wild part. When you move that way, things start happening. Not always instantly, and not always the way you pictured, but favor finds momentum. Grace finds action. The shift begins with you. Too many people are stuck because they pray like it's coming but move like it never will. They plan for rejection. They brace themselves for failure. They delay their dreams because they haven't figured out the how. But faith doesn't live in the how. It lives in the who you become while moving anyway. It grows each time you show up without confirmation, just conviction. You don't have to feel strong to be strong. You don't have to be fearless to act courageously. You don't have to be certain to move with confidence. You just have to start acting like the outcome is already on your side. Imagine the version of you that already received the breakthrough. Now start living like that person today. Move like the deal is already signed. Move like the healing has already begun. Move like the door is already open. Move like the person you're becoming is already proud of you for not giving up. Maybe you're at a crossroads. Maybe you're looking at your current situation and all you see is what's missing. The money, the support, the clarity, the confidence. And maybe part of you is waiting for a sign before you act. Well, let me say this. Movement is the sign. Progress does not wait for perfection. The moment you move, even if your hands are shaking, even if your path is still foggy, the universe takes notice. The people who are meant to help you recognize your energy. The right doors open not just because you want them to, but because you finally started marching toward them with relentless expectancy. Even science tells us that momentum creates change. A body in motion stays in motion. The same is true with your life. So maybe the secret isn't in working harder. Maybe the secret is in moving differently, with confidence instead of complaint, with decisiveness instead of delay, with purpose instead of panic. Let me ask you this, how long are you going to wait to believe in yourself? How many more signs do you need that now is the time, that you've got what it takes, that you've already survived enough to say, I'm not starting from scratch anymore, I'm starting from wisdom? Because listen, when you move like it's already working out, your mind starts rewiring. Your brain starts focusing on solutions instead of setbacks. You carry yourself differently. You speak with more presence. You make better decisions. You show up fully. You attract better energy. You notice open doors you would have missed while waiting passively. This isn't just motivational speak for a quick emotional high. This is real life. This is how movements begin. This is how legacies are written. Not by staying stuck in a mindset of maybe, but by moving with the fire of inevitable favor. You've made it through too much to give your future to fear. You know too much now to shrink back. You've tried sitting still. You've tried waiting. You've tried negotiating with comfort. But now it's time to try a new strategy. Start walking like the answer is already yes. Start talking like the right connections are on their way. Start living like the worst is already behind you. Start dreaming like the limit was never real in the first place. Start moving like everything is going to work out. Because it can. Yes, there will be delays. Yes, there might be more trials. But when you choose to move anyway, you take back your power. When you move, you stop living in fear and start living in flow. When you move, you stop reacting to your past and start responding to your future. So today is the day you stop moving from fear. Stop making decisions out of pressure, pain, or panic. Instead, move in belief. Move in hope. Move with the conviction that something greater is unfolding, even if you can't name it yet. The people who win, the ones you admire, the ones who seem to always land on their feet, they're not always smarter. They're not always more capable. But they move with belief. They act like things are working even when the surface says otherwise. And so should you. From now on, walk into every room like it's already yours. Speak like your life depends on your words. Create like 1,000 lives will be healed by your work. Show up like every closed door was redirection, not rejection. Everything can still work out, but you have to move like it. So the question is not whether or not the road will rise to meet you. The question is whether or not you're willing to walk while it's still dark, whether you'll speak victory with no applause, whether you'll keep building with no crowd, no cheerleaders, no confirmation, just a deep knowing in your chest that says, something powerful is coming, and I'm not missing it. So don't wait for the stars to align. Walk like they're already shining on your path. Don't sit waiting for permission. Move like the door was already open just for you. Don't shrink just because nothing's happened yet. Rise because your belief is building the future with every breath. Move like everything is going to work out. Because when you do, it just might. And even if it doesn't happen the way you imagined, it will still happen the way it was meant for you. Either way, motion is your miracle. Start now.